Hi, my name is Braam Gericke. I'm from the Western Cape. I've been in Namibia for over a year now, working at the Namib Group. I'm the winemaker at Neuras Wine and Wildlife Estate, which is in the southern part of Namibia, 80 kilometers from Sossusvlei. So I've been making wine in South Africa, and I've been in the industry for 28 years. Yeah, so I've been around. Well, there was a huge opportunity for one, and then the challenge of making wine in Namibia in the desert. It's a different challenge. I mean, as a winemaker, you try and push your limits to see what you can achieve and what you can do with grapes, because that's what you love to do. It's making wine, obviously, and work in the vineyards and just be part of the process. It's not only about the wine, it's telling the Namib story. So when we talk about Namib and wine in the Namib Group, we focus on three things, being the conservation of landscape, protecting the wildlife, and then improve the lives of people. That's our story, that's our focus. I mean, wine is just creating and giving us that platform to tell that to the rest of the world. Those are our values, that is what we believe in, and that is what we keep in mind every day when we wake up, when I go to the cellar. I mean, that's the focus. The wine being secondary, but I mean, that's our focus, that's our purpose, and that's what we live for. And yeah, we produce a small quantity of excellence wine, obviously, that is. We've got about 3.2 hectares of vineyards, producing 8,000 to 9,000 bottles of wine a year. The wine that we have entered into the Michelangelo wine competition this year was, and the winning wine was it's a port-style wine. It's a Ruby Desert wine, which are made from Shiraz that we grow on the property. We inoculate with yeast, obviously, to get the alcoholic fermentation started, to start the alcoholic fermentation. But then you stop the alcoholic fermentation by adding spirits, which we also distill on the property on Neuras, also using grapes being grown on the property. So at 13.5, 14 barreling, we will stop the fermentation process by adding distilled wine with the alcohol. The alcohol of that wine is around 80% alcohol, which then kills down the yeast, which will stop the fermentation. That normally happens 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning, always the same process. After that, the wine will go to barrel. In barrel, it will stay for anything from 2 to 5 years, depending on the style, or depends on the style of port you want to make. Yeah, so by entering the Michelangelo wine competition and obviously seeing where we are with our wines on a competition level, I mean, then again, I mean, you want to be the best. With the wines being entered, we wanted to be the first Namibian wine farm to obviously achieve greatness, which we did, making us the pioneers with wine in Namibia, for that matter, and then in Africa. But then focusing on an international level competing with other producers on an international level. But being pioneers for Namibian wine is obviously, that was a goal. That was what we went for, and we achieved that by entering our wines and then competing in an international arena to see how and where we are at the moment with our wines. Obviously proven that we can compete with the best in the world. We've done that, we've shown this with this awards, and sitting here I actually get goosebumps just thinking of us making a name for Namib and then the Namibian people, making them proud, you know. So it's really cool to be associated in the winner's circle with the Michelangelo Wine Awards, and it's really an honor to be able to share this with not only the Namibian people but with the rest of the world. There's better things to come, I think, or I know, better things to come for Namibian wine, better things to come for Namib, for that matter, and again, allowing us to tell our story, not only to the Namibian people, but to the world. Nankosay is an awesome company. Well, that stands for a lot of great things. We're not mediocre. We aim high and we go for it. If we set our goals and we want to achieve something, then we go for it. This just allowed us to do that on a much bigger scale. It's a cool achievement, and I'm very proud of my guys on Neuras and obviously the guys from Nankosay. It's not a one-man show, it's a team effort. Even people that's in Windhoek, they're rooting for you sitting there in the south. It was actually so amazing, all the messages that we received over the weekend and before the event, just rooting us on. And to be part of the Nankosay family, it's an awesome feeling to be part of this, and then making the people of Nankosay proud, and obviously the Namibia as well. So yeah, it's a great feeling. Wine it's not an overnight thing. Wine it's an art. You have to be patient, you have to be involved, you have to taste your barrels quite regularly, you have to go through your wines. So it's a process of patience. It's a blessing, to be honest. I love my job. I really love what I'm doing. I wouldn't have done this for 28 years. And every time when I walk into the cellar, every day I wake up, I try and learn something new. Obviously, being in Namibia now, making wine here, it's a different challenge, but it's a really cool challenge. Actually, I fell in love with wine all over again, learning new things about wine being grown in the desert area, working in a smaller cellar. The challenges are different to what I was used to, but it is so cool to learn something about wine every day. And here we think outside of the box. We make wine differently. I like to use the following sentence where I say real wine being made by real people, and that's exactly what it is.